So she texts me and she's like, "Hey, is everything okay? I saw you with your autistic daughter, um, looking like y'all was in the waiting room or something." And I was like, "Yeah, not." Cause like I said, after a while I'll be forgetting things, but not really. But I'm not paying. I was not wallowing over it basically. I was like, yeah, she's getting surgery. She had crayon in her ear. She was like, oh, I hope everything is good or whatever. And she was like, she'll check on me later. I was like, okay, whatever. And so I think things are still going the way it's going at work. Because in like a couple of weeks, we were about to start where we were going to start using basically the new system. Nobody still knows how we're supposed to do our job in my department of insurance verification. So, when a couple of weeks go by, Tasha ends up hitting me up and she's like, how I'm doing? I'm like, I'm good. I'm asking her about the kids and well, she asked me about, my sister, how did everything go? I'm like, everything went good. She's back to being, her. She's back to being her, running around causing havoc as she usually does. And so I asked about her kids or whatever, especially her oldest. I'm like, how she's doing? She's like, she's still, having anxiety and she still have panic attacks and stuff like that. And then she goes to tell me that Jessica's son, which is her nephew, was over one day and she was like, thank God Dre put cameras in the room because Dre caught Jessica's son, which is her nephew, like, I'm gonna say this, caressing her oldest daughter's breast because at this time she's starting to develop. Like he's just like touching her there. So I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, thank God Dre had the cameras on there so we could show Jessica because we was all taken back by that because we didn't know. We was trying to figure out like, why are you doing that to her? So I asked, I'm like, so what did Jessica say? And then she was like, oh, um, Jessica disciplined him and told him that he's not supposed to do that or nothing like that. And then she was like, well, Jessica leaves them home by themselves all the time. And so you don't know what they be watching. She said it like that. I'm like, damn, that's scary. I was like, why didn't she like stop him? So she said her and Dre sat her down and was asking her like, um, that's not appropriate. You shouldn't be letting people touch you in that place or whatever. Why didn't you stop him? Why didn't you just let him just touch on you like that? And she was saying that her oldest daughter was saying like she didn't know. She really wasn't. She didn't think anything was wrong. So I said, why was Dre there? Just like that. And she was like, well, he's the one who caught it. And he's the one who's seen it on it. So we thought we would talk to her together. But then I was like, you should have did that by herself. Like, at the end of the day, I know y'all trying to make him a father figure, but she's still a girl. Like, that should have been something you should have did with you and just her, not him involved, because she needs to feel safe with you. Like, for her to not like, for her to sit there and let that little boy just caress her chest like that and not feel like it was wrong. Kids, even I knew when I started developing, my mom took me bra shopping with her husband, and I felt so uncomfortable of him being there while we're shopping for bras. Like, why is he here? Like, that's something that's that's personal in my opinion for you to bring this. like I want, even if it was her dad, like that's something that y'all should be doing together as mother and daughter. Why would you bring a? But she was like, yeah, because he wanted to tell her too, like that's not right. But I'm like, still, like you should have did that by herself, because that's not. I think she probably wanted to feel that would be embarrassing in my eyes. But I was like, okay. And then she went into saying how her boys, well, one of her boys was having difficulty in school, which I could all understand because my son, he just don't sit still. He's just like ADHD type shit. But my oldest son had that same problem too, where he couldn't sit still and he wasn't able to learn like that. So she was telling me about her youngest son. Well, I'm gonna just say the lighter one because there's one that's a little darker, but he's like bright. So he's the one who ended up having the surgery and all that other stuff. So she was saying how he was having difficulties like paying attention, and but the other twin, though I think he's so I don't know which one is older. I never asked, but he was pretty good in school. So we were just talking about that and how um, you know how Isabel kids were doing in school because they all went to school together, and that's when she told me that they ended up getting a vocal coach for the oldest daughter because she started choir at school.